Hi again. Welcome to our first newsletter video. So today is January 21st, 2019, the start of a new legislative session. This is our first full week. So thanks for joining me on the videos again. We're here now in Juneau in a new office location. As I'm serving as the Senate President, we moved into a different office. So I hope that you'll come and visit, and the door's always open. So a lot of people ask, well, what are the priorities for this session? And number one priority for the Senate is crime. And that's the number one priority not only for the Senate majority, but also the minority. We all agree this is impacting all Alaskans. And it's the fundamental reason for government. You know, when you look at the Declaration of Independence, those rights that all humans have to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Public safety protects your life from assault, from other people attacking you. It addresses your liberty, your freedom of movement, to be at a theater or at a park. And last of all, pursuit of happiness. You know, many of the constitutions in our states say actually property there instead of pursuit of happiness. And certainly public safety is to protect your business, your home, your car. So that fundamental purpose of government needs to be fulfilled. We need to make sure that our laws line up and the funding lines up to protect all citizens. So that is our number one priority. We're also, of course, concerned about the budget, making sure that we live within our means. Almost every email I get from all of you says we have to live within our means. It's something we all agree on. We also are concerned about the permanent fund, the earnings reserve account from which the dividend comes, and the size of the dividend. The governor has proposed some bills related to that permanent fund dividend. We're going to give them a fair and thorough hearing. We all agree that the earnings reserve needs to be protected so that that dividend goes forward for generations to come. We want to protect that dividend going forward. You know, I was in Anchorage this last weekend, went home to visit my wonderful husband. Weather was about 5 to 10 degrees, and of course we enjoy hiking at those temperatures. We had a great time. But one of the things I was thinking about is all those people behind the scenes that we never think about. Those people that are running the electric generation plants, making sure that the gas is getting from Cook Inlet into those generation plants to create electricity. Those people that work for the gas company, making sure that your home has an adequate supply of gas to keep it warm, your home and your businesses. That gas comes from Cook Inlet. And when I first took over as chair of the Senate Resources Committee in 2013, our very first hearing that year was about the brownout exercises that we were having. So just a reminder, there's always people behind the scenes that are making sure when you flip that light switch, the lights come on. When your thermostat calls for heat, your furnace can provide that heat. You know, a lot of times when we ask kids, where does electricity come from? Their answer is the light switch on the wall. So if you have opportunity to talk to your kids and explain to them where it actually comes from, it would be a great thing. Cook Inlet is still got a lot of gas in it. We've got companies out there developing it. And on the North Slope, the United States Geologic Survey has identified the North Slope as now a super basin. There is so much opportunity up there, not only for oil, but also for gas. So that's pretty exciting. Last week in the Senate Finance Committee, we heard reports about all the activity that's happening on the slope. All good news. But that production will not actually begin to flow into our pipelines for about 5 years. So until it begins to flow into our pipelines, we don't make any tax revenue off of it. So we're going to have a few more years of rather tight budgets. Even though those legacy fields, those fields that have been producing for so long, are still producing and doing a good job doing it, we still will have some pretty tight belts going forward. Let's see, the other thing I wanted to mention is what's coming up this week. So the governor has made appointments for his commissioners. This is the team that he wants in place. The Senate is beginning to interview these commissioner appointees this week. So we will include links to those interviews in next week's newsletter so you can watch them, or you can watch online as the committees hear those. This week they're going to hear the Commissioner for Administration, Natural Resources, Health, Corrections, Public Safety, and Environmental Conservation. Commissioners are very important in terms of establishing public policy. And so it's important for not only the legislature, but you as citizens to know who these folks are that are leading these important departments. On Tuesday evening, the governor will be giving his State of the State address. We're all looking forward to that. The governor has said many times, Alaska is open for business. That's great news. It's good news for our families, for our businesses, and for Alaska jobs. I'm looking forward to hearing the details of what the governor would like to initiate to promote investment and open Alaska for business. This coming week, the governor's Office of Management and Budget, so in other words, his main budget person, will be speaking to the Senate Finance Committee. I'm looking forward to hearing her presentation, and again, we'll link that in next week's newsletter, just so that you can see it too. And there'll also be a presentation in the Senate Finance Committee this week from the Permanent Fund Corporation. So this is the corporation and the board members who actually make your permanent fund dividend happen. They manage the money in that large fund. So some good stuff happening here. We will continue to keep you informed in this newsletter as time goes on. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week.